The hospital room was quiet in the way only places of suffering ever were. Machines whispered instead of spoke. A heart monitor blinked green like an unblinking eye, counting time that no one else dared to measure. Outside the narrow window, the city moved on. Cars honking, people laughing, life continuing. Utterly unaware that inside room 417, something terrible was happening. Eleanor Whitmore lay in the hospital bed, fragile and pale, her silver hair spread across the pillow like threads of moonlight. Her once bright eyes, which had seen nearly 80 years of love, loss, and perseverance, were now clouded with fear. She could not scream. Her lungs fought for air as a pillow pressed down against her face. Harder, tighter, merciless. The woman holding it was her daughter-in-law. Eleanor had always believed kindness would protect her. She was the kind of woman who baked pies for neighbors who never returned the plates, who forgave debts that were never repaid, who believed family, no matter how flawed, was worth holding on to. Even after her son, Thomas Whitmore, married Vanessa, Eleanor tried to see the good. Vanessa was beautiful in a sharp, polished way. She spoke with confidence, dressed impeccably, and carried herself like the world owed her something. At first, Eleanor thought Vanessa was simply ambitious. She was wrong. After Thomas died in a car accident just 3 years into the marriage, Vanessa changed. Or perhaps, she simply stopped pretending. She became cold, calculating, distant, and when Eleanor suffered a stroke that left her partially paralyzed, Vanessa suddenly became very attentive. Too attentive. Eleanor's fortune was not small. Decades earlier, she and her late husband had built a modest real estate empire. Nothing flashy, but steady and valuable. Apartment buildings, small commercial properties, long-term investments. Quiet wealth. Eleanor had rewritten her will after Thomas's death, dividing the estate carefully. A portion to charities, a portion to her grandchildren, Vanessa's children, and a portion placed in a trust that would remain inactive unless Eleanor passed away naturally. The clause mattered very much. Vanessa had read the will over and over and over again. The nurses liked Vanessa. She brought flowers. She smiled warmly. She thanked them by name. She posted photos on social media captioned, "Taking care of family. Please pray for my sweet mother-in-law." But when the door closed, when the cameras didn't see, when Eleanor couldn't speak, Vanessa leaned close and whispered poison. "You're taking too long," she said one afternoon, adjusting Eleanor's blanket with unnecessary force. "I can't wait forever," she murmured another night. "Everyone thinks you're already gone," she smiled once. "Why don't you just make it official?" Eleanor cried silently. Her body betrayed her, but her mind was sharp. Too sharp to miss what was coming to a son who trusted the wrong person. Daniel Whitmore had always trusted Vanessa. She was his older brother's wife, the mother of his nieces. Family. Daniel worked in finance, lived in another state, and visited when he could. Vanessa always updated him. "She's stable. She's resting. She doesn't seem aware anymore." Daniel believed her. Until one night, he received a voicemail. It was short, breathy, terrified. "Daniel, help." The call ended abruptly. Daniel replayed it 20 times. The voice was Eleanor's. Back in room 417. Vanessa's hands shook, not with fear, but with frustration. "Just stop," she hissed as she pressed the pillow harder. "Why won't you just stop?" Eleanor's fingers twitched weakly. The monitor began to beep erratically. Vanessa panicked. She adjusted the pillow, trying to look gentle, rehearsing the lie already forming in her mind. She struggled. She panicked. It was an accident. Then, the door burst open. The moment everything changed, Daniel froze in the doorway. The image burned itself into his memory forever. Vanessa, the pillow. Eleanor's bruised eye, the look of pure terror. "What the hell are you doing?" he shouted. Vanessa spun around, eyes wide, mouth open in shock. I was helping her breathe." Daniel didn't think that. He lunged forward, ripped the pillow away, and smashed the emergency button. Nurses rushed in. Doctors followed. Vanessa stepped back, shaking. "You don't understand," she whispered. "It's not what it looks like." But it was exactly what it looked like. Security footage was reviewed. Medical reports were re-examined. Bruises appeared that had no medical explanation. A nurse finally spoke up. She always looked scared when Vanessa was alone with her. Police were called. Vanessa was arrested in the hospital hallway, still wearing her perfect smile. which cracked the moment the cuffs snapped shut. Eleanor survived. Barely. As the investigation unfolded, the truth spilled out. Vanessa had been drowning in debt, living beyond her means, counting on Eleanor's death to save her, but Eleanor lived. And when she recovered enough to speak, she rewrote the will again. Vanessa was removed entirely, every dollar, every asset. Gone. The trial was brutal. Vanessa cried on the stand. She claimed stress, exhaustion, love twisted by grief. The jury didn't believe her. Attempted murder, elder abuse, fraud. 22 years. When the verdict was read, Vanessa looked back at Eleanor, this time not with hatred, but with something closer to fear. Eleanor met her gaze calmly. Months later, Eleanor sat in a sunlit garden outside a rehabilitation center. Daniel pushed her wheelchair gently. "You're safe now," he said. Eleanor smiled faintly. "I always was," she replied. "I just forgot that evil only wins when good people stay silent." Daniel nodded. Above them, life continued. But inside one hospital room, kindness had survived something that tried very hard to kill it. Sometimes, the greatest danger doesn't come from strangers. It comes from the people who stand closest to us, smiling. But truth has a way of breathing again, even when someone tries to steal its last breath.